Okay. Shalom. Brakata Yahawah. Brakata YAHAWASHI. Brakata Yahawah. Brakata YAHAWASHI. Brakata Yahawah. BAHA SHEM. YAHAWAH Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, you Akimat that's pushing this world in truth and sincerity. We have a situation going on that give us hope, that amp you up if you're looking for these prophecies to come to pass, because the Israeli government is doing non-stop airstrikes on the Syrian government, as well as the U.S. government is doing non-stop airstrikes on the Syrian government. And in the process of them producing them airstrikes, the United States government has killed Russian soldiers. And that right there in itself is a provocation of war, you know? See, things are starting to heat up, you know? You got the Chinese government and you got the Indian government, which is backed by the United States government, about to come to blows. Russia is seething mad over the airstrikes that killed their soldiers over in Syria, and the American government is occupying that land illegally. They was not authorized by the UN, nor were they invited by Bashar al-Assad, the president, or the dictator, or the prime minister, whichever you choose to call him. He runs Syria, and they were not invited over there. So we got all these skirmishes breaking out. Also, you got them gutter rats that's over in the land of Israel, occupying our land, doing airstrikes and striking the Iranian government, man. Because the Iranian government has been invited into Syria. So therefore, they are over there for a purpose to help Bashar al-Assad. But then you got them gutter rats that's in the land of Israel, them Khazars, them kike bastards, over there doing airstrikes and hitting targets. Military targets that belong to the Iranian government. Another provocation of war. Things is heating up, man. And before you know, all these nations are going to come together, man. You see, this war is brewing. When you look into the news, those that's in the know, and you see what's going on, you can put it together and link it up with the scriptures, man. And that's prophecy. 2018, man, is the year of prophecy. So I'm going to get into these scriptures. I'm not going to keep on babbling about, you know what I mean? I'm going to get into these scriptures, man. It says, this is Malachi 4:1. It says, for behold, the day cometh, saith the Lord, Slakia, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. First and foremost, that day that's going to come, that's going to burn like an oven, it's going to be the day of the Lord, which is thermonuclear destruction, man. Where the Most High put that spirit on all these nations to come up against America and come up against them gutter rats over in the land of Israel, which is occupying our land. That's the day of the Lord, man. And that day is fastly approaching. All you got to do is measure the times pursuant to 2nd Ezra 91 and see what's going on in the news and link it up with the scriptures, man. That's prophecy. It says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud. Who's the proud, man? First and foremost, the so-called white man, the biblical Edomites, are the most proud, man, because they got a military that's a dominant force in this land, because guess what? They was given the blessing of the sword, man, and the fatness of the earth. That's why Esau, the so-called white man, has a vast, powerful military that was blessed with the sword, man. So that makes him proud. He think he's unbeatable. He can't be taken out of his power seat. It says, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And what's going to make the wicked stubble? You know, you ever seen a smoldering flame? Like a piece of wood that's smoldering, but when you blow into that, it will ignite a fire again. That's stubble, ashes. And it says, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and that day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahawah of hosts, Yahawah of all the armies, the Lord of armies, that it shall leave neither root nor branch. Because once Esau, the so-called white man, get taken out of his power seat, the remnant of his seed, which is the sons, his nephews, they're not gonna come build a desolate land no more, man. You know why? After that thermonuclear destruction, they gonna get the elites of Esau, because the average peon is gonna be destroyed in the nuclear missiles. It's gonna be destroyed by the nuclear destruction. Also, the concentrated fire that come from them laser beams, man, out of them chariots. They're gonna be destroyed. But the elites of Esau, the so-called white man, you Rockefellers, you Rothschilds, you Vanderbilts, y'all gonna make it just to be slaves, just to get chains slapped upon your wrists, your red feet, and your red necks, and tossed to a pit, a prison pit, because you're going to be the first fruits of slavery. So that pride, arrogant look is going to turn to a humble, shame-faced looking look, man, because you're going to go from riches to rags, man, like that. It says, so it says, and it's going to even leave you a root nor branch. So you're not going to come and build up the desolate lands that's been decimated by thermonuclear destruction, man. Because like I mentioned in the opening statements of this video, you have the Syrian government that allowed the Iranian government in to help them. They being bombed. The Syrian government and the Iranian government being bombed by the Israeli military as well as the U.S. military. And in the process of bombing the Syrians and the Iranians, the U.S. government has killed Russian soldiers, man. And that's a provocation of war. So that's going to beef up that's going to beef up the state that we in, being prepared to war, man, because the Russian government is not going to let that shit lay down and let the American government just do what they want. It's going to be repercussions behind that, man. The Most High is going to work on the minds of these kings, these dictators, and these prime ministers, and whatever you fancy to call them. He's going to work on their minds to come up against America and them gutter rats over in Israel, man. And that day that come, it's going to be the day of the Lord, and it's going to be a heavy destruction that's going to come upon this world, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 9. For lo, I will rise and cause to come up against Babylon, which is America, an assembly of great nations. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, India, Pakistan, the allies of America, such as Great Britain, Germany, France. That's the assembly of great nations that's going to come up against America, man. It says, for lo, I will rise and cause to come up against Babylon, which is America, and the assembly of great nations, the nation that is mentioned, from the north country, namely Russia. Namely, Russia, first and foremost, is going to be Russia that's going to come up against America. Then China, North Korea, India, Pakistan, Iran, all Russia's allies going to come up against America, man. Even America's own allies are going to come up against them. It says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. How they going to set themselves in array against her, man? In military formation, ready to destroy this country, which they call America, which is Babylon according to the scriptures, and destroy the land of Israel, man. The only thing that separates the land of Israel from America is that Israel is going to be built up again by the first fruits of slavery. Which are going to be you Rockefellers, you Rothschilds. You're going to be the first fruits of slavery, man. You're going to build up as well as bury the dead. Pursuant to Ezekiel. You're going to build up the land of Israel and bury the dead. You're going to be the first fruits of slavery. And we're going to put a fucking foot in your ass. It says, from thence, it says, and they shall set themselves in battle array against her. From thence shall she be taken. How they gonna be? How this country gonna be taken? How to say? By thermonuclear missiles, man. First and foremost, by them chariots, the concentrated fire that's come from them laser beams out of them chariots, and at the same time, nuclear missiles, man. That's how she's gonna be taken. Their arrows, which are them ICBM nuclear missiles, shall be a mighty expert. Man, none shall return in vain. Because the spirit of the Most High, Yahawah, YAHAWASHI, is gonna be on the missiles, man. And they're not gonna break their rank. It's gonna be laser guided, and the spirit of Yahawah is gonna be on the missiles. They hit their targets, man. And there's gonna be no escape. There's gonna be no escape. And in that time, the earth is gonna shake, rock to and fro like a drunkard. You know why? Because all the missiles, not just missiles, but multiple warheads that's gonna come up out of them missiles, man. That's gonna rock this earth and knock it off its axis, man. And I'm gonna get that. This is Isaiah chapter 24, verse 21. 24 verse 21. And it shall come to pass in that day, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high. Who's the host of the high ones? The international bankers, man. Starting from the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Gettys, the DuPonts, so forth and so on, man. The ones that rule this earth, man, wickedly. They're the hosts of the high ones, man. And the kings of the earth, the puppets that do the bidding of the international bankers, man, upon the earth. And they shall be gathered together as slacky. I'm going to go up. It's Isaiah chapter 24, verse 20. Verse 19. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. How the earth is going to be broken down. How the earth is going to be clean dissolved. Through thermonuclear missiles, man. Multiple warheads, man. By concentrated fire from them chariots, man. Also the fire that's coming from them nuclear missiles. That's how the earth is going to be clean dissolved. Certain parts of the earth. Russia, China, the whole of America, the whole of Israel. Certain parts of Iran, certain parts of North Korea, certain parts of India, certain parts of Pakistan. It's going to be hit by nuclear missiles, man. That's how the earth's going to be clean, dissolved, and that's going to knock the earth off its axis and make it rock to and fro like a drunkard. And it's going to tell you that. It says, and it shall come to pass. It's like it. And the earth shall, this is Isaiah 24, verse 20. The earth shall roll to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. And the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it. What's the transgression thereof that's going to be heavy upon it? All the unjust laws that's being passed by Esau, homosexuality, lesbianism, transgenderism, the feminist movement, and all manner of wickedness, man, bestiality, whatever, man, pedophilia, whatever that's heavy upon this earth in that time, which is the transgressions, man, the wicked sins, that's going to be heavy upon America. It's going to be clean, dissolved, man. It's going to rock to and fro like a drunkard. And what's going to make this earth rock to and fro like a drunkard? The missiles, man. ICBM nuclear missiles and the multiple warheads that come up out of them. Over 200 million. And that's going to rock this earth, man. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones. I mentioned that. The Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the international bankers, and the kings of the earth, man, which are their puppets. It says, and the kings of the earth upon the earth, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in a pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days they shall be visited. You're going to be the first fruits of slaves, man. We're going to slap chains on your red-ass necks. We're going to slap chains on your fucking red-ass wrists, on your feet, and we're going to put foot in your ass and cast your headlong into that pit, that gravel pit, that prison. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Your time is up, man. You goddamn red Edomite bastards, your time is up. You're going into slavery. Your empire is going to be destroyed, man. I got one more scripture before I close it out. Because I got this is the pre-show of the show we do on a Wednesday night, man. Besides the To The Points. So I got to wrap it up real quick. This is the last scripture. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. Whose right hand that bendeth the bow? YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. What's that bow? That nuclear silo that's going to open up and that's going to shoot off them arrows. It says, for strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp. Them nuclear missiles, man. They laser guided, and also the Spirit of the Most High is going to be upon them. And shall not miss when they begin to be shot in the ends of the world. Behold, the plagues, the ends of the world is from Russia to America with love. That's the ends of the earth. From Russia, which is the North Country, to the Western Hemisphere over in America, man, with love. It's going to destroy this whole land that they call Babylon spiritually, but America. It says, Slakia. Yeah, the brothers is coming in. Salakia brothers, you know. I'm just going to close it out. It says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. Which them plagues, man. Pursuant to Zechariah 14 and 12, man. Thermonuclear missiles. So these prophecies are coming to pass. Things are starting to heat up. And what's going to happen is America's going to be destroyed. And Esau, the so-called white man, is going into slavery. Abba Ratazah, Yuakimat, was edified through the grace and the power of Yahawah, YAHAWASHI. Once again, I'm going to give double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. And with that, Akim, just keep on watching, because these prophecies coming to pass, and we almost out this vile bitch-ass kingdom. Shalom.